Hey, what's up everyone? This is Ill Factor from beatacademy.com. This video, I'm going to be making a beat from scratch using the Reason Rack plugin. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, when Reason Studios announced that they were going to adapt their digital audio workstation into a plugin format that I can put into my current workflow in Ableton Live, I was super excited about this because I was a fan of Reason from day one. I used Reason when Reason 1.0 was available. I loved the sounds, the synthesizer, being able to patch things was really, really cool and a great concept. And then I would also rewire that Reason with earlier versions of Cubase that I was using at the time. But then I deviated from that as my needs grew and I had certain things that I wanted to accomplish in my current workflow, and I gravitated towards Ableton Live around version 5 or 6, and I've been using Ableton ever since. So now, knowing that Reason is back in the game with adapting that workflow outside of rewiring it, but now integrating it inside as an actual plugin, it's exciting. So I want to explore that with you here in this video and see how we can now combine and create this hybrid workflow of using the effects and instruments that Reason offers built in with the workflow of Ableton Live. All right, let's head over to our plugins browser and search for Reason Studios. And let's start with using a Reason Rack plugin. We're gonna click and drag that into a MIDI track. And then we're introduced to that awesome, familiar blank rack here that we can go ahead and choose an instrument to load up in that rack. You can also double click here so that you can browse through the browser and go through all the instruments that's available to you. So let's start by choosing the grain sample manipulator and just browsing through some of the patches here. And let's find a sound that inspires us and we'll just kind of build off of that. It's kind of cool. So let's just keep. Man, these are so cool for like droney type stuff to just add texture to. That's cool. I'll stay with this one. And what I'm gonna do is just probably just adjust the sample level a little bit so I can hear the oscillators and make out the chords that I'm playing. One octave higher. All right, now I'll just get this out of the way. Choose an empty clip slot and let's start recording. Put the metronome on. Now, what I mentioned earlier is that I've got the workflow that I'm normally used to working in, and this is going to work the same way whether you're using Logic, Pro Tools, Reaper, your neighbor's calculator, whatever it is that you're using as your DAW, being able to draw from the inspiration of all the sounds in Reason and adapting it to your current workflow is amazing. So here's the normal way I would basically just treating it as a regular plugin. So I'm going to quantize the chords here. And now let's incorporate some audio effects from Ableton Live. So we'll put an EQ, take away some of the low end, and add a filter on top of that, maybe just to kind of dull it out. Give some reverb here from Send. Cool, let's go ahead and work on some drums. So I have a drum rack here loaded with some sounds. Just gonna double click and step sequence some drums. Let's start with having the hi-hat in there. Using the B as a pencil tool, we can just click once and drag that to the right to add that. Let's go ahead and trigger that clip. Well, let's change the subdivision, Command 2, and there you go. Let's put her there and all right, now I'm going to duplicate the loop. Take this guy out because I'm really hearing the boom, da, 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 boom, da. So a lot of times if you're not familiar where to place the stuff, you can just hit the space bar, you'll see the timeline there, and then you just insert that hit there. So let's take the kick out. another one there, and the kick will be here. And let's just say over. And we'll change that there. And now let's just accent one of these snares. So it's boom, 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 dot, 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 boom, and then switches out, dot, dot, and that one there. And let's go ahead and add a little bit of subdivisions on the hi-hats right here. Cool. And let's have an open hi-hat for that. There you go. You know what? I like this one there, that one there, and we'll just bring that accent back there. So now what we're going to do is, once we've got that drum sequence in there, let's add the Reason plugin effect. So now we're, instead of grabbing an instrument, we're now going to utilize some of the effects that are in Reason. So, oh, I missed the Scream 4 distortion. Love this one when I was using Reason before. So I'm going to use this one to add some awesome, cool distortion to it and see what we get. Take the body off. Cool. And let's keep adding some more. I'm going to double click the browser. Let's add, let's do a little EQing here. All right, so let's go ahead and take away some of the high end here to smooth out any brittle. Give a nice little low end boost. Kind of cool. Let's go to the Pulverizer. Let's see what we can do with that. Wow, that's squashing it. Let's dial this back. Cool, let's add a bass line. So I'm going to go back to the Reason Rack plugin, drag and drop that, and let's browse through some of the instruments. So I'm thinking like a dark Hoover type of bass type sound. So really simple to create. Let's use the analog synthesizer to do that. Drop that. And I'm gonna make this patch from scratch. So patch from scratch. I'm gonna go ahead and reset the device here. So we're left with just a clean slate. And it's pretty straightforward. You have your waveforms here that you can choose from. And for this, we're going to turn on oscillator 2. So we got 2 oscillators here to choose from, octave, semitone. And to achieve the sound that I'm looking for, it's like that dark Reese or Hoover type bass. Let's go ahead and detune oscillator 1 from oscillator 2. So I'm going to go over here to the cent. Let's see here. And you get that nice dissonance going on. And then we'll filter that out. And raise the resonance up a little bit. And let's lower the polyphony so we can add a little bit of portamento so it glides from one note to the other. Yep, that's cool. Octave lower. Maybe just open that up a little bit. Cool. Add a little bit of noise. And now, why don't we just add some effects onto this? Let's try the soft tube amp. Cool. All right, bypass that. Maybe something else. How about, I don't know, it's just so cool to just let's add some tape saturation. That's cool there. We'll leave that there. And now let's go ahead and track that bass line. And now what I can do is let's add a little bit of sidechain so that when the kick hits from my drum rack, the bass line will duck a little bit. So I'm going to use the compressor from Ableton Live, enable the sidechain, and let's head over to the drum kit and look for the actual kick drum here, which would be the kick, and we'll just put post mixer. All right, let's add another Reason Rack plugin here, and let's try using this Europa shape-shifting synthesizer. Pretty cool. Let's navigate to using the modulation wheel to. That's cool. I like. It's a really cool sound. Let's go ahead and add that to what we have. All right, let's add a little bit more rhythmic element to this as well. So I'm gonna go into this Beat Academy sample pack. Let's find a loop that we can use. Grab this hi-hat loop here and add that to what we have. It's a little too fast, so I'm gonna hit the ×2 button to play it in halftime and go from beats to repitch so that it pitches it down to match the tempo. Well, let's go back to our plugins and let's use an effect from Reason Rack. And let's try this synchronization effect modulator here and browse through some presets. That's really cool there. So let me just solo this up. So it's awesome. You can modulate and sequence different types of effects, and you can step input them. So it seems like to be happening here. Freeze, kill. So it's really cool. I like what it's doing to that loop, and we'll just kind of use an audio effect, the filter, to just take away some of the high end there. All right, let's go back to the plugin effect to add a little bit of mastering to our master bus and polish up the beat that we've created. So let's head over to the browser. Let's add a little bit of EQing here. So we'll start with this channel EQ, drop that in there, and just do a little bit of tweaking here, see what we can get. I'm gonna take off the So it's a really powerful EQ. And let's go ahead and add a little bit of master bus compression. So we'll do that there. I'm going to turn the attack really slow and really quick release. And the makeup game seems to be at 5 dB already. So let's just, let's put this at around maybe 188 and toggle the threshold. And let's set the compression to 4:1. Let's bypass, see what we have so far. So I'm going to actually just bypass the plugin. A little bit cleaner, and it's punching out a little bit more. So let's use this stereo imager to widen this up a little bit. and then use this maximizer here to just bring up the gain overall. Let's put soft clip on and lower the output. It's been a lot of fun being able to visit Reason again and incorporate it into my workflow by having it as a plugin. It's been amazing because not only am I able to revisit some of the old devices and instruments that I used to use on my old Reason projects, but now I can explore new ones and have another world of sounds that I can incorporate into my productions, which is really, really cool. So if you want more information about Reason, visit reasonstudios.com. And as my gift to you for watching this video, I'd love to send you a sample pack that I've put together filled with construction kits, loops, one-shots, transition effects. These are all 100% royalty free, so you can use the sounds in the sample pack in your music and share that music with the rest of the world. It works on any DAW, so you just simply click, drag and drop into your DAW and you're ready to go. As a matter of fact, the hi-hat loop that we use comes from that sample pack. So you can download this by clicking the link below in the description box, or you can visit www.beatacademy.com/pack and download your sample pack today. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.